Yeah, what's good, people? Good to be back again. It's been a while since I've been in the office, but I'll try and do a few more of these because it's dark outside and it's cool. But really, I want to talk about my prediction of 2-0 to Leicester. Yes, it came through. Yes, this is the fourth game in a row that I have made a correct prediction with this team because they're damn useless. This team, I don't know how you guys can be upset. If you thought that we were going to win this game, then good on you. Good on you. But I can't get upset because for me, this team could never, ever turn over Leicester. When you look how they got mullered at the end of last season against Leicester 3-0, look, guys, at the end of the day, this team is just useless right now. And they're not displaying any tactics of what's going on the defence and the midfield. The midfield are not protecting the back four, and we'll have a look at that in a minute. The strikers are not getting any support, and I think that I saw a few signs with Bellerin getting wide, and he didn't really try to overcommit himself too much. And I could see potentially that improving as the fitness levels with Bellerin increases. Holding as well, I think the game was too much for him yesterday. I think after being out for that long and just the sheer pace of the game, he was just way off the pace, and he just wasn't ready. But what choice do you have? You got to stick him in because you got to make sure that he does get up to pace. So they really had no option but to play Holding. But he will improve. Don't worry about Holding. Holding is a stud. But the disasters came from yesterday's protection of the back four, and we're going to have a look at that now. So we see the first goal. What happens is Chambers is alongside Vardy, and he looks over and he can see Vardy right next to him, and he thinks, yeah, okay, I've got him. Vardy's right here. I'm right side of him as well, so I've pretty much got a hold on him. But Vardy takes 3 steps back and creates space for him, and that's where Callum Chambers loses him. And let's not knock Callum Chambers. He was my man of the match yesterday, and I thought he did really well. It was just this one part here where he struggled, and Vardy's movement just got the better of him. Stepped back, found the space, and then that was it. There are 4 yellow shirts here who plays the initial crossing into the box, which creates Vardy's goal. And not a single one of these players are pressuring the guy on the ball. We're allowing them, and I'm fed up of talking about this in the videos, that we're not challenging or blocking these crosses. We're sitting back and inviting these crosses on to be played. And once the ball comes in, they're free to do whatever they want. And again, players not being pressured, players not being played physically. We're not putting a body on them and allowing them too much space. So as the ball comes in, we've got now 7 yellow shirts against 3 blue shirts. And the 3 blue shirts are just playing 1-2s. And there's no shape with the Arsenal defensive line. If you can look, Holding and Louise and Chambers are not even straight. Anyway, the 1-2's played, nobody's going into the player or challenging them, and then the ball gets played in to Vardy, and then he scores. The second goal is even worse. So the second goal, Chambers is on Vardy, so he's playing man on man, but the 4 inline players defending are not straight. And not only are they not straight, but they're too tight together as well. They're standing too close to each other. And then if we roll this on a little bit, we'll be able to see now that we've got 5 men standing in the box, 5 yellow shirts. And there are not just Maddison, but there's 2 other blue shirts that are standing in right outside of the box. So not only did Maddison have a free pop at goal, but this clearly shows the problem that Arsenal are having, where the likes of Guendouzi and Torreira are not getting back quickly enough to help protect the back four. Torreira, as a protector, should be sitting in front of there, wiping out any of these potential problems. But Torreira's nowhere to be seen. And there are 3 blue shirts completely in space. Look at the space they got. Completely in space, unchallenged. And actually, Maddison hits this first time. And then that's where it goes into the back of the net. But we just see Guendouzi here popping into the picture. That's how late he's come in. And there's still no sign of Torreira. Yeah? That is a massive, massive problem that we've got. And that's all I can really do by looking at the 2 goals, guys. Just to show you that, one, the defensive line, the back line is not straight. Although they're not entirely at fault for what's going on here. It's the second level. The second level, which is that midfield line. Not only is it not straight, but in times it's not actually there. They're not actually there to protect these guys. And Leicester players are free to just run into those spaces. And it's not just Leicester players. We're seeing this happening every week where oncoming strikers or midfielders are running into space with nobody picking them up. And they're able to pop shots at goal. That's why the team is surrendering 20 to 30 shots on goal per game. That's the reason why. I can't show you in any clean, clearer way. That's why it's happening. Because we're just not sitting in and protecting and digging into our shape. And that shape is just all over the place. And that has not been fixed. There's no onuses to fix it. There's nothing being implemented to show that it's changing. And it's a shame because when I saw the Bournemouth game when we were at the Emirates and we won 1-0, I was actually seeing those changes take place. I was like, wow, our shape looks tremendous. Our lines are straight and it just felt great and we won 1-0. And guess what? You guys were still complaining. Oh, that's a terrible match. I'd rather win 1-0 where we're pressing, we're playing with a good shape, we're composed, and everyone's falling in line so that we're not leaving any part of the pitch exposed. What we've seen since then, against Sheffield United, against Wolves, against Leicester, is a total capitulation of our system. And the way we're playing is just awful. There's no message out there. The instructions, whether they're coming in or not, and sometimes they are, is just falling on deaf ears. The players are not reacting to them. And this is the reason why fans are calling for change. And guys, I'll tell you something like this. The board has come out now and said that they're going to support Emery until the rest of the season. Now, in sporting terms, this is known as a vote of confidence. So what you're doing is you're supporting your manager to say, look, we're going to give you a month to improve. And if you don't, we're going to pull you. Because every time we hear a vote of confidence, within a few weeks or a month, a manager gets sacked. So all they're doing from that high-level standpoint as owners is just showing their support of the manager. They're not saying, you know what, you've got 3 games left. Essentially, they are saying that, but just publicly, they're making it known to everybody that they're throwing their full support behind it. But be sure, if these results continue for Emery, which they may well will, then he'll be out the door by Christmas. So we just have to see how that works its way out. Outside of that, David Ornstein also came up and said the same thing. That's where this narrative has come from, that the board is saying that they're going to support the manager. But guys, that is only a vote of confidence. It's not set in stone. And Arsenal have nothing to lose. It's not like you're getting rid of a manager who's got 2 years left on his contract. Yeah? They've only got 6 months left because remember the 3rd year is an option. So Arsenal actually lose nothing in getting rid of him now. They really don't. So for me, I think that Arsenal are having potential conversations with managers to find out a few things, to find out how are you going to fix this defence? What are you going to do to get us into the top 4 this season? And how can you supply our strikers, who are some of the top players in the world, with more assistance in our system? That's really the questions that the front office are asking potential managers, and in these meetings that they're having, there's been a few. And now we're hearing Luis Enrique is on the radar. But overall, guys, that's where I'm going to leave it. It's really nothing for me to be upset about because I predicted we were going to lose. The last other 3 games, I predicted those results as well. And that's because I can't really see this team doing anything else but what they're doing. Nothing for me to be upset. If I know it's going to happen, then why would you be upset when it does? And that's why I'm sitting here just trying to talk about the intangibles and showing you guys how these goals, how we're able to leak these goals, which is why I'm showing you all the still shots. It's because there are things that we need to look at in terms of the support structure, and the support structure in our system and our shape is not there, and we need someone who's going to change that. Okay, so I'm going to leave it right there, guys. Thanks for your support, and big shout out to everybody on Goon Squad 101, Arsenal Discussions on Facebook. And listen, let's just take this international break and see what happens. It couldn't have come at a better time because it allowed some of our players to get fitter. Not sure why Tierney and Pepe was not on the field again. I think that is something that the boss is going to have to figure out. You pay 72 million for Pepe and you're not even playing him in the last 2 league games. I don't know. And this is a guy who's just come into form. I would understand if you're not playing him because he's not playing well. But since that Sheffield United game where Pepe was the best player on the pitch, and then in Europe where he scored the 2 free kicks afterwards, he's, Pepe's 3 goals and 4 assists. He's been the most informed player. And what are you doing? You've benched him for the last 2 league games. I mean, if this manager is not creating his own demise, then I don't know what is. You're literally doing everything possible to get yourself sacked. And you're still here. So, boy, I don't know what's going on, bro. But you should be counting your laurels right now, because I don't know what's going on. The decisions that he's making is just crazy. But listen, nice one, guys. Thanks for the support. And back your team, regardless of the result, guys. Back your team. Peace. Right back at you.